Today I want to just do a bit of landscaping on this woodland island here. The water's very low. If the pond was full it would be up to about here and a bit more difficult. But on this bit I don't have to suspend myself off ropes or anything. It's just basically here. Everything up on the top side of the island has been cut by hand, and then the digger came to cut out the main bit of the pond. So you've got this little bit that just needs to be just landscaped a bit so it fits in with the rest of it. And then up here, up to the interior of this little island here, is just this little pond, and just everything slopes into it. So it's like a little mini permaculture system. And it only fills up when there's a load of rain. It's dry at the moment. But it creates a whole little hidden valley in here in this tiny little island. And looking from that angle, you can sort of see this bit that I want to landscape here. You have the little valley coming in here, and the little pond just starts there, but then there's just like a flat bit, and then here's where it's been cut by the digger. I just want to go halfway along this and then turn that into a slope. The water level when it's full will be about here, so this little valley will be like a little estuary when the pond's full, and then just above where the high water mark comes to, a tiny little pond there. So I guess there's not really that much to pickaxe, and it should be much easier than doing the other bit where I had to climb down a rope to do it. I'll just get what I need. So here a couple of buckets and a pickaxe and a shovel, and there's the pickaxe first of all. I want to be careful of this nice clump of wild iris because I don't want to bury them, but they are wild iris now, very, very tough. So I got a bit of rain recently, so the ground is really, really soft, and this is just subsoil here. So I want to sort of take it to at least a 45-degree angle on the sides. But the idea is I'm going to kind of put a layer of topsoil on top of bits as well when I'm finished. But I just want to cut it to a nice, no more than a 45-degree slope, because I don't want landslides. And I can take this bit right in here. And all this could be lowered to make a nice kind of natural as possible looking valley. And then this bit here, which is this flat bit, can just be reduced in size a bit so I've got more space to put the valley. I'm not sure exactly how much I want to take off, so I take off the bits I'm certain about, and then I can think more clearly about the other bits when I can see the shape that it's formed. So always do a minimum of 45 degrees or maximum of 45 degrees from the edges, because I don't want landslides there. It's always really important to do that. And I'm gonna take this bit back at the top here, and this is all going to be lovely sloping little valley here. To get so much off, and then I'll consider then how much more needs to come off. Certainly a bit more at the top there. Thankfully it's not too rocky, it's a bit of rocks, but not too bad. There's quite probably a few bucketfuls there. So I'll remove this soil then, and I'll decide how much more is going to come off. All of the channel parts of the pond have all been dug by hand, but there's this, the big bit in the middle was all dug by a digger. And then there's got this bit where the two bits meet, and that's where I've got to go around and do all these little bits of landscaping so that they look like they were more made by hand. And do that as much as possible, really all around the edge of the pond, so it looks like the whole thing was done by hand. Because really just the big bit was dug by the digger. But however carefully diggers do things, they can never do as much detail as you can do by hand. So really just going around and really just adding the detail, so it's all like kind of intricate rather than big and functional. And next is the carefully finding somewhere to balance the bucket on this steep slope. and then sort of cutting the soil in like that with my feet, and just getting all off and into the bucket without too much of it falling into the pond. Although the advantage is here with the last place, I can actually retrieve any bits that fall into the pond here. You saw the other episode, Tricky Landscaping. There I was sort of suspended on a rope and doing this exactly the same thing. But there I couldn't do anything about the bits falling in the pond. But the pond's very, very deep there, and it was only a really little bit. But here I could definitely retrieve it all. I'll just kick them off a little bit, and that's one bucket done. And then find somewhere to balance the next bucket. So balancing it in the reeds a bit. Everything's like quite a steep slope here, so balancing the bucket's really tricky. And it's not quite dry enough to use the wheelbarrow at the moment. Sometimes I just need to loosen it a bit more. It just needs a bit more going over in places, just to make the job of shoveling more easy. Just create a bit of the angle I want the land to be, and just kick it gently so it sort of dislodges stones, and just chuck that in there, and just it's nice and easy. A little bit of a shake, get all the soil on there, make it nice and cool, and that's another one. Like, whoa, and then get this one in the other one, and carry them off to where they're going, which is about 50 feet that way, so it's not too far. Landscaping is always two jobs. It's always taking from one place and putting it in another. So by me sculpting that out and removing soil, I'm now moving soil over here, which is like always an ongoing project where I'm dumping soil, which is then going to be shaped in some other landscape. And this bit's also just ongoing with the other project, because this is the nearest place to put soil. It's always good to put soil in the nearest place, because then you've got less time walking about with it, but it's not always possible. And then this is extending the little ridge that the woods are on, and so more woods can be planted that way. But this little particular bit's being raised quite a bit, so it's like a gradual ongoing process really. Just take these and get another load. Now I've moved the first lot of soil, I can just perfect this little slope here. I've got it just how I wanted it. Just neatly hacking it to a 45-degree angle. And this little bit here, that's like the this little bit of solid clay there, which holds back this little pond that's in here. So just in here, it's just a little tiny pond. It's only a few inches deep, but in the winter it's always full of water, and it does attract a few water plants as well. So I don't want to drain that, but this is like really solid clay, so this foot of clay here should support it. And then from here onwards, it's just like a sloping valley bottom, which just opens out a bit at the bottom, and you've got the valley sides here and here, which are all finished, topsoil, trees, everything. And then you've got this little pond here, and then the whole valley behind here occupies nearly the entire interior of the island. You can see there's the edges of the island going down to the steep bits. They're all kind of finished, those bits. And the other side of the island there'll be like a gap where that bare soil is before the other island. And then here, this valley, this little pond here, tiny little pond, dry now, but still the soil is damp. And then all of the top of the island is sloping towards this little pond. And then all around the rest of it, we have these very, very steep slopes. And that sort of carries around for quite a lot of the island. Around the back here is being cut out gradually, and this will all be like channels coming from the pond here, dividing up these islands, and you can see from the outside the island is really, really steep. So on the design of this island, I've really maximised the area in the middle that all drains into the central valley. From over here you can see that the island is really small, with this channel coming around the back here, and then woods on the mainland there with this sort of channel dividing them. And you see how really steep it is on the outside all the way around, but steep enough for things to grow, kind of 70 degrees, 50 degrees. It varies a bit, there's kind of like not so steep bits and steep bits, but overall it is fairly steep. This definite dip in the middle here, which all these high bits all slope into, so it catches the maximum water that it can from all the rainwater. And this end of this island, it has this really steep little pinnacly headland bit here, and then this bit just goes straight onto the deep water. All the other bits are just like shallow channels. So this is the rugged kind of end of the island, and all I've got to do here really, it's all around there is all landscaped. I just need topsoil there now, and all this bit's okay. And it's just this little valley here is the only bit on this whole side of the island that needs anything doing to it as far as landscaping goes. So for this entire side of the island, all the landscaping is finished, because the water will come up to about here when it's full, so this little top of the valley will be flooded at times, and places like that are really good for baby fish. I've noticed they all seem to congregate by these little inlet bits. So hopefully this will be a really good habitat for baby fish and amphibians. From over there you can sort of see the shape of the valley that occupies most of this little island. And the reason I've made this little island where it catches most of the water that falls on it into one little pond is to just have this little hidden mini permaculture demonstration. All of the water that's caught by the rain goes into the pond. It slows down the rate of flow of the water. It keeps the water table higher, even though it's just a tiny little pond. It's just like a little demonstration of permaculture all on one tiny little wooded island. And like it's just sort of there hidden away, but that's what it is. And it works quite well. This little pond is still damp, even though it's been lots of dry weather, and it has water in it till at least kind of April most years, and all through the winter. It's just like a little tiny little mini seasonal pond on an island in a pond. I'm just making this little bit here just a bit deeper and a bit more of a curving shape, so I try and make it look natural. And I think just probably another bucket should do, and I think it's pretty much the shape I want it. Just a bit more that side, kind of all sloping 45 degrees down, making a little chasm-y bit, but I don't want it too steep, so I want it kind of gently sloping and then sort of fanning out as it comes into the water, as if it's naturally deposited material and forms a little delta there. But I want that bit to be all underwater, only really showing when the water's low. So I want this to be, when the pond's full, a little inlet bit here, like a little sunken bit. Sometimes these last little bits, just scoop them up by hand, it's sometimes easier. I think I might need maybe another couple of buckets, I'm not sure. But it was very quick really, just sort of neatening the bit where the bit that's done by the digger met the bit that's been done by hand, and just kind of like just neatening the edges a bit and giving a bit of a personal touch to them. And this is I think that's about all I need to take off here. We'll just fill up the rest of this bucket here, and perhaps a little bit of shovel as well. When there's just a little bit left, sometimes it's just easier to do your hands. Right, that's enough of that. It's pretty enough for another 2 buckets probably, and then that'll be finished there. So just carry these off to where onto the soil. So I've got it in the shape I want it. I just remove this last bit of soil and tools, and I'll probably look at this for a little while, a few days or a week or so, and I'll just decide if that's how I want it, or if I need to deepen it or anything. And then when I'm sure, I'll put some topsoil there. But for the moment it can sit like this. And I'm just going to cut all this soil and these tools off somewhere. So you've got this little steep valley side here, both sides, and then this level bit of solid clay subsoil holding back this little pond here, and this valley shape continuing down into the water iris. You can see all the way from this craggy little headland here, all the way around the island is all this little ridge, so it comes up steeply from all around, and then like this ridge, and then everything else is this like a fairly gently sloping valley. We'll step into it. See, it's kind of considerably deeper than the rest of it, and it seems to be working and serving its purpose. This bit here, the channel between the two islands, still needs loads of work, but it's only maybe about 5 little shelves down, and then we just make these little shelves and pickaxe them and work them back, and every time we go down another little shelf it's another like foot deeper, so it sort of quite quickly changes, and then all the bits around, all the landscape changes, these little bits get higher, and then I add topsoil, and it's just like it all becomes, it gradually appears, you know, sort of removing layers, and the landscape gradually appears as you sort of cut bits out. And then here I won't cut it so it falls into the pond, I'll take it down in terraces this way, so I'll be like hacking at it from this side so all the soil falls in this side. Sometimes the bit I did around there where I had to pickaxe it on the steep bit, there was no way of avoiding that, but generally I try not to get any mud to fall in the pond, so this bit will be taken down first, layer by layer, and it will work this way until I get to here, and then the final layer will just be chucked into this hole that's been made here. And as I do that, these islands will gradually take shape and gradually appear, and that'll be really nice. But it's really good to see the finished bits on the other side. They just need a little bit of topsoil and that's it then. And so it's nice to have quite a good percentage of this island finished. Possibly as much as half of it is complete. Now we've finished the little valley bit here. Really from this point onwards all the way round past the valley and just a little bit further, which is about half, is finished. So that's kind of encouraging. Just this bit here, it's going to take a long time, but I'm in no rush really. But it's really nice to see it gradually take shape with each little time I spend, like a day or two doing this. It just sort of gradually changes, and then when I finish a new bit, it's a new bit of surface area, and that's a whole new bit of the land, and it's just always nice to create a new bit of finished surface area. So I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you press the little me, which is somewhere down there, you can see all my other videos. I shall see you next time.